Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andres. I work on the Merchant Services team, and I'm a strategy and operations lead.
And my name is Brittany Nguyen. I am the Merchant Services Photo Supervisor who works with all of you with your photos.
Brittany and I are going to take you through a little presentation about how you can use photos to maximize your DoorDash sales. So quick agenda for today. We'll start with a brief overview. Why are photos important? Why are we here to talk about them today? We'll take you through some of the different types of photos that you might find on the DoorDash platform. Talk a little bit about photo guidelines, how to maximize and improve your photo quality, make sure they're working for you. Then we'll talk a little bit about what the photo bank is, get into some tooling pieces.
And to continue with that, we'll also go over how to submit new photos to your menus, as well as how to submit photos requests to the photos team, which is the team I'm on as well. We'll also go over how to go over your POS photo integrations, how that exactly works, as well as introduce you all to the valuable resource known as the Learning Center. At the end, we'll wrap up with some nice Q&A.
So starting with a brief overview, right? Why are photos important? Well, the biggest reason that photos are important is because we've seen that photos have the biggest impact on a menu success. In fact, menus with item photos can get up to 44% more sales a month than menus that don't have photos. Also, when you consider a new customer, customers eat and order with their eyes. So if they're able to see the products that you're selling, they're much more likely to take a chance on your restaurant. Today, we're also going to take you through a lot of the tooling that we've built to help restaurants and merchants manage their photos. So the Menu Manager will be your number one tool. It helps you add photos to your menu. You can also send requests straight to Brittany's team, and they can answer questions and help you manage your content as well.
Alrighty, for now we're just going to start off with the different types of photos that are available on the platform. So just to start off with the first type of photo, we have our header photos and logos. These are displayed at the very top of your menu to show off your branding and your items, as well as to give customers the first sight of what your menu has to offer. Header photos and logos are slightly different from how our item photos operate, so definitely please be sure to check the photo quality guidelines in order to best move forward with uploading photos for your header photos and logos. All right, next up is the carousel photo. The carousel photo helps you stand out on the main DoorDash pages and search pages when a customer's just scrolling through trying to see what store to choose from when they're deciding what to eat or maybe to order some products if you happen to be a retail store. Those are fairly new on the platform. Definitely a good source to have so that way you give that nice bit of branding right up the front. These can be either item photos or header photos depending on your preference. All right, next up, we of course have our item level photos. So for the item photos, these are actually going to illustrate what your dishes or products are on your menus. So that way customers understand what they are looking at when they're choosing between the items that you have available. Item photos are known to be the most impactful photos, so definitely please be sure to add as many photos as possible to the items on your menus.
Awesome, thank you, Brittany. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about photo guidelines. So our photo guidelines are in place to help you display your high-quality, appealing photos and help you attract new customers. So we want to make sure that photos that appear on DoorDash, they're meeting this standard set of guidelines, partly because we want to make sure that the customer has the best possible experience, and also because we want to set up our merchants for success. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about a few of the most important ones, but I encourage you after this session to go take a deeper look at our guidelines and make sure that your photos are meeting them as much as possible. So first up, let's talk a little bit about lighting, right? So DoorDash's guideline states that we want to make sure the lighting is soft and it's natural, and it represents what the customer might experience if they were to come into your restaurant and place an order, right? We have some good examples on the right of soft, natural lighting. Things we want to avoid on the left: oversaturated photos, too many shadows, too dark. You want to make sure that your photos pop and stand out and that the items are discernible and easily recognizable. That's the name of the game here. And next, we have proportionate framing. What this means is, are we able to see the whole item? Is it being adequately represented? So if you look at the example on the left, yes, you can identify what this item is, but it's not optimally set up, and we're obviously cutting off the item there. Example on the right, you can see the entire item. It's centered in the frame, and it's also completely in focus. So things to keep in mind as you're capturing new photos or editing them. Next, we have the background, another big one. So generally, our guideline states that your background should be a natural, neutral setting, where a customer might actually encounter your dish. So it could be, the background could be a blank wall, the background could be a restaurant itself, it could be a table. Things you want to avoid: flashy, multicolor, gradients, things that seem unnatural, right? Because they distract from the product itself. And customers aren't interested in that. They want to see what the products are, and they want those products to speak for themselves. So things to keep in mind.
Alrighty, now that we've gone over some of the quality guidelines as well as the type of photos we have, it's time to actually go into some of our tooling. So to start off with, we have the photo bank. Now, what is the photo bank exactly? The photo bank stores all of your item level photos, so that way they are easily accessible in your merchant portal. You're able to go through the photo bank, so that way when you're going through an item, you can then link a photo directly from there. Now, in this next slide over here, we'll actually show you a small short video that will go over how to use the menu manager tools through the desktop.
You can upload and edit photos on your menu using the menu manager tool within your merchant portal. There are different ways you can go to access the Photos tools. While adding a new item, you'll be directed to add a photo and immediately taken to the photo bank to either upload or select an existing photo to link. With existing items, the next steps would depend on if there is already a photo linked or not. Items that already have photos will require you to go through the editor. You can update the photo in one of two ways in this window. Clicking Remove will link the photo from the item. The photo will still remain accessible within your photo bank even after removing it from the item. Clicking Change Photo will take you to the photo bank to either upload or select an existing photo to link. Items that do not have photos will have a prompt to add the photo, and you can either click from the prompt or in the frame box for the photo. Once you've gone through the appropriate path, you'll be taken to the photo bank. Here, you'll be able to either link already approved photos from the approved section of the photo bank or upload a new photo using the uploader above. To link an existing photo, look towards the bottom half of the photo bank window. There are three categories for photos. Approved photos, those that have already been reviewed to the DoorDash quality standards and can be linked to items right away. In review, those photos that have been submitted but have not been approved just yet. Good if you're linking photos to multiple different stores so that you only have to upload and have one photo approved. Rejected photos, those photos that did not meet our photo quality guidelines. You'll be unable to use these photos for linking. From either the approved or in review photo sections, select a photo. You'll see that a selected photo will be darkened out with a check mark shown in the upper right corner of the photo. Once you are ready, click Save. The photo will link to the item. If it is already approved, the item will be live on the menu. If the photo is still in review, the photo still needs to be reviewed by our photos team to ensure they meet DoorDash quality standards. The review process typically takes around 2 to 3 days, and you will receive an email with the review results once completed. From here, we have successfully reviewed how to access the Photos tools and link a previously uploaded photo.
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany.
Alrighty then. So on this next slide here, we're now going to introduce you, and you may have heard of this in the menu manager menu side masterclass from this morning, but this is the DoorDash Business Manager app. It's a fairly new app that is available for our merchants, so that way they can actually manage their menus from the palm of their hand. From here, you can actually access approved photos and link them to items already on your device, the easiest way you can do possible. On the next slide, we'll actually go over another video that will actually take you through how to use the Business Manager app in regards to managing your photos.
With the DoorDash Business Manager app, you're able to update your photos straight from your mobile device. Similar to the Menu Manager tool in web browser, you'll need to access the photo bank by tapping into an item on your menu. From here, the layout is very similar. You'll tap on either Add a Photo if there wasn't already a photo previously, or on the icon above the photo frame. From here, you'll have access to the photo bank. To add a photo you have previously added, simply tap on the option for Select from uploaded photos. This will take you to a list of photos that have already been approved. Select the appropriate photo for the item you wish to link. Once complete, the photo will update to the item and appear live on the menu. You can also adjust an item's photo that has been previously linked. To do so, tap on the pencil icon above the photo. On the next screen, you'll see an editor window. From here, you can adjust the crop further on the photo, replace the photo with a different photo, or remove the photo entirely. If you decide to replace the photo, it'll go through similar steps to the previous section we had shown in this video. For this process, we'll show the removal of the photo. Tap Remove. You'll be asked to confirm the removal of the photo. Tap Yes, Remove to remove the photo. Once the photo has been removed, you'll be returned to the item page, where the photo will no longer be linked to the item.
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. So hopefully that gave you a good sense of how to manage your existing content. Next, I'll take you through some steps to add new photos to your menus. So there's a few different tools you can use to add new photos, right? One of them is the photo bank, which we just covered. So things to keep in mind. Make sure that all the photos that you're uploading meet our quality expectations. Also, keep in mind that photos are going to be cropped to a 16:9 aspect ratio. What does that mean? It means the photos will be cropped to a landscape orientation. So keep that in mind. When you're capturing new photos, you want to keep your camera phone facing the horizontal direction. And also, you want to make sure that the item is centered in the frame. Just in case we end up cropping some of the borders, you don't want to lose part of your item in that step. The last thing I'll mention is that when you upload photos through one of our tools, they're automatically going to be auto-enhanced for quality and resolution. So just another step that we're taking to make sure that we're getting the most out of those photos that you're adding for us. You'll see on the right some of the UI experience for adding new photos. We do have another short video to kind of talk you through that process.
It is important to have photos on your DoorDash menu, as photos provide customers with a visual experience of what to expect when ordering from your store. To upload a new photo, look at the top half of the photo bank. You have the option to drag and drop a file from your computer or to click Select File to locate it. Before choosing a photo, be sure that the photo you are uploading meets our standard tech requirements and our photo quality guidelines. You can check these out by clicking on View Photo Guidelines at the bottom left of the window. You'll also see that the accepted file types are JPEG or PNG, and minimum resolution size for the photo is 1400 by 800 pixels. Once you have selected the photo, you'll be taken to a new window with the photo framed up to meet our required aspect ratio of 16:9 or movie screen format. A dotted square will appear towards the center of the frame. This will show you how the photo will appear on a full menu as a 1x1 square versus how the photo will appear on the item page in the 16:9 rectangle. If the photo is taller or wider than a standard 16:9, you'll be able to move the photo within the 16:9 frame and adjust it to best fit the item in the frame. This will ultimately crop the photo to fit within the required 16:9 aspect ratio. You can also zoom in more onto the item and adjust accordingly using the slider at the bottom. Use the Move tool and slider to best fit the item for your menu. Once you're satisfied with the positioning and zoom of your photo, click Submit for review. If your photo does fall below our minimum 1400 by 800 pixel requirement, the tool does attempt to resize up and enhance your photo. Please note that this does not guarantee your photo will be approved if quality is too low after the enhancement. Once the tool has checked the sizing and the enhancement has been completed, if needed, the photo will be linked to the item where it will await review by one of our DoorDash teams. Your photo will now be in the In Review status with a clock icon over it and will be reviewed to the DoorDash photo quality guidelines within a 2 to 3 day time window by our DoorDash Photos team. Once your photos have been reviewed and approved, the icon over the image will disappear, indicating it is now live on your menu. If your photo was rejected, it's because it did not meet our image standards. A warning icon will appear over any rejected photos linked to items. An email will be sent after your photos have been reviewed, and you'll be able to see the reasons for rejection there. DoorDash has a number of photo standards that must be met in order to be added to our platform. Photos must follow the quality and style guidelines listed here in order to be approved and added to our site. Please keep in mind the following. Only upload images that you own or have the permission to use. The images you choose for your menu should not be taken from other people or websites. Posting appropriate content means that you should not upload images that are obscene, threatening, or libelous. You should only upload images of the items available on your menu. You should not upload images that may result in misrepresentations or false advertisement. So long as you keep these guidelines in mind, you'll be able to submit high-quality photos to best represent your items on your DoorDash menu.
I also want to talk a little bit more about the mobile app and a brand new feature that we've released in the latest version. So within the mobile app, you actually have the option to capture a brand new photo from within the app. So no more managing image files or emailing them to yourselves. You can just capture them right in the app in one easy step. Again, make sure that photo is taken in the landscape format. We're going to show you one last quick video with this brand new feature.
With the DoorDash Business Manager app, you're also able to take photos of your items right from the app itself. Similar to the Menu Manager tool on web browser, you'll need to access the photo bank by tapping into an item on your menu. From here, the layout is very similar. You'll click on either Add a Photo, if there wasn't already a photo previously, or on the icon above the photo frame to access the photo bank. On the next screen, there are two options we had not discussed in the previous video. Add from Photo Library will open up the Related Photos app from your phone to choose a photo from your camera reel. Take Photo opens up the camera on your phone to take a photo as you're going through the uploader. We'll be focusing on the second option here. Tap on Take Photo. A pop-up message will appear, notifying you that the standard landscape style photo has higher approval rates and are easier to edit. Tap Take a Photo to continue once you have confirmed with the photo ratio guidelines linked in this window. Choose Camera when prompted to access the Camera app. Your Camera app will open and you'll be able to take a photo. Don't forget to turn your phone to take the photo in landscape aspect ratio. Once taken, the photo will adjust, automatically rotating if you took the photo in portrait style. If you need to retake the photo, there is an undo button on the bottom left side of the window. Otherwise, tap on the check mark to confirm the photo you've taken. Once confirmed, you'll be taken to the Edit Photo screen. Here, the photo will be cropped to the required 16:9 aspect ratio. If there is room around the item, you can use the zoom slider to adjust the zoom on the photo or hold tap and move the photo around where there is extra room. Remember that the wide rectangle is used on the item page, while the square box that is centered in the frame is used for the menu listing of the item. Once completed, tap Submit for review. The photo will be reviewed to the DoorDash standard quality guidelines by the DoorDash Photos team within 72 hours of submission. If approved, the photo will appear live on the DoorDash menu.
All right. We went through a few different options there for adding new photos, but we hope that you take away from this that photos are important and that you should be taking as many of them as you can.
Now for any items outside of our menu tools, you are always welcome to submit any requests to our photos team to be able to assist you on all things photos related. In order to do so, within your Menu Manager tool here, you'll see in the bottom right of the screen, there's a Get Menu Help button. After clicking that button, a small little window will appear where you can click Request Menu Help. And from there, you'll be taken to a form where you can submit a request to the photos team. Different requests you can have range from being able to upload any of your branding images, such as your logos, header photos, carousel image, as well as requesting a photo shoot, which now brings us to this next slide over here. So again, as I said, you can submit a request to the photos team to request a free photo shoot. Yes, that's right, free. Of course, we'll be able to send out a photographer for a 1.5-hour photo shoot to shoot 15 of your dishes and or products. So in order to go through this, once the request has been submitted, you'll receive an email from our photography partners who will be requesting for you to choose a date and time that works best for you. The day before this photo shoot occurs, you'll actually receive a phone call from the photographer to confirm the appointment. Just because we know that the schedules can always change, we want to make sure that we've confirmed the photo shoot with you before the photographer goes out. The day of the shoot, you'll be taking the photos with the 15 completed dishes or products that you have set up. And then from there, once the photographer has completed those up, they'll upload it over to our team where we'll be able to upload them directly to your menu. And yeah, and just as I was saying before, you'll just submit a request to the photos team, so that way you'll be able to take advantage of this free DoorDash photo shoot.
Next, I'll spend a minute or so talking about the POS integration. So DoorDash has built a brand new feature that allows you to integrate your POS menus directly with your DoorDash menus. And what this means is that any photos that you have in your POS systems will be automatically ingested, checked for quality guidelines, and then added to your DoorDash menu on your behalf. So you might want to double check whether your POS provider is supported, but the vast majority are, fortunately. Some things to keep in mind, our photo requirements still apply. So if a photo is rejected for whatever reason, you'll probably need to replace it within your POS system in order for it to appear on our DoorDash menu. Also, things to remember, make sure that the photo URL permissions are set up for public access. Just want to make sure that when we open up that image URL, we're able to access and download the photos for you. Also, check that the item IDs on your POS menu match those on your DoorDash menu. In most cases, this is the default option, but if you've made any changes to your item IDs within your POS system, there's a chance they might not match up directly with your DoorDash menu. We'd want to correct that for that to make sure the photos end up where they want to go.
Alrighty then, last but not least, we know that you've been attending many of our master classes today, so you might have heard about this before, but we just want to iterate again the importance of the Learning Center that we have here. So in regards to the Learning Center, it'll hold all the resources such as walkthroughs, best practices, and product tutorials that are all things related to photos. To access it, you just want to head over to this website over here, getdoordash.com, or get.doordash.com. You'll go under the Resources tab to the Learning Center, where you'll be able to click Menu Setup to then be able to learn all things from editing photos and more. There is a QR code that is set up here, but I believe you all should have received flyers when you entered in, which should also have the QR code there as well. So you'll be able to quickly use your camera phones to scan and access the Learning Center today.
Alrighty. That's all that we have for today. Hopefully we gave you a better sense of how to manage your photos content. We'd like to open it up to any questions that you have. I know photos can be sometimes a challenging question for merchants, and we'd love to get those questions answered for you. So yeah, any questions from the group? Yes. Actually, there's a mic coming around. Thank you.
We make donuts that have faces on it, and we've noticed that every time we post something or request to post a donut with a face on it, it comes back rejected. And I don't know if it's because it's similar to a human face.
A face, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so most likely it's being rejected for having a human face. Without seeing it, I'm not 100% sure how close it is to a real human face, but that is one of our guidelines. We don't want to have human faces or human body parts in there. In that situation, I would recommend submitting a photo support request and detailing the situation, and Brittany's team and her reps have the ability to override those decisions. And
Okay, so just email you directly with them?
Yeah, if you go into the merchant portal, you can submit a menu update request and just specify that it's photos related, and the team will help you out.
Okay. And then another question is my logo. Originally, before we opened up our shop and we just had a stock picture of a logo, I haven't been able to change it for the past 2 years.
Interesting. Brittany, do you want to take that one?
Yes, that's definitely another item where if you have a new logo that you'd like to update, so that way it fits your branding best now, that's another item you can submit as another support ticket. So that way our team can assist you with uploading and updating your logo for you.
So we can just go ahead and email you directly?
There's a form that we went over before where in the menu manager tool, you'll be able to go through the menu update request form, specify that it's a logo request, and it'll be submitted to our team, so that way we're able to best assist you with updating your logo.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. We hope you learned a little something. And yeah, as Brittany mentioned, we'll be over in the solution station if you have any questions about photos or menus or tooling. Yeah, we're here to help.
Thank you very much.